Welcome in, everyone. It is their first EKU Game Day Show of the season. Michael Watkins here with you, and it is game day. EKU football, college football is back, and tell you what, if you're a sports fan, what better time to be in than what we're in right now? The weather's starting to cool off. Already a great week here in the state of Kentucky, especially if you live in Richmond. You have really enjoyed some perfect weather this week. And we had the Coach Wells show over at the Blue Stallion on Thursday. It was a fun time there outside, seeing everybody, just kind of mingling, having dinner, and just enjoying the celebration and the start of EKU football. Today, there was a little bit of threat of rain. I believe that's going to be gone out the window by the time we get to kick off as EKU on the road, in-state, as they will take on the Cardinals of Louisville today up in Louisville. What a great day to celebrate EKU, and what a great way to kick off the season. Another tough opponent for Colonels football. You look at the last few seasons, we've had Kentucky, we've had Western Kentucky, Louisville. And Coach Wells really enjoys those type of games. You get all the state teams involved over the last few years. It's the second time playing Louisville during his time as the head coach. And Louisville has had a lot of success against Eastern Kentucky. Today, the Cardinals, a 38.5 point favorite. So a big margin of victory is expected for those Vegas experts as they predict Louisville to win in a big way today. But the Colonels, very excited to get this game underway. And I think Colonel fans are excited. There's a big contingency making their way to Louisville to cheer on Coach Wells and his guys in the maroon and white as they try to knock off Louisville in what would be maybe the biggest upset we've seen in college football in a very long time. But as we go throughout the show today, you'll hear from Coach Wells and you'll hear from Kyle Moach, the Director of Athletics, and what they are wanting to see from their guys as they go out there to get the season started. You know, when you start college football, the quarterback position is the thing that everybody likes to talk about. We know that those guys are the guys that get the credit for the wins. When they lose, they get the blame for the losses. And over the last few years, you look at Parker McKinney, Matt Morrissey, Tim Boyle, who is playing in the NFL, has had a really good career playing in the NFL, continues to kind of hang around with some different teams. The quarterback position has been a big focus over the recent years for EKU football, and now we go into our third straight season with a new guy taking the snaps. A big discussion leading up to the kickoff to this season. Miles Burkett, he was named the starter just a couple of weeks ago, and now he will be ready to take the snaps versus the Cardinals today. And Coach Wells was talking about his starting quarterback and what we can expect from him as the Colonels start the season today.
I think, Miles has got experience. He's played 12 games last year, 11, whatever it was at Albany, and started all those games for them, and he's got a lot of experience. So things slowed down for him as we got into training camp. He was here this spring. He learned our offense. And that's not an easy task sometimes. And so you gotta get a relationship with the receivers. We had in and out receivers in the spring due to injury and some things like that. So, this summer he really took the bull by the horn and kind of did some things with the receivers. And then during training camp, he really performed well in our scrimmages and really in our practices too. And we just felt that our offense would have the best success with him. We loved the competition we had with Jordan Potts and Colby Lamberth, but in the end, Miles separated himself, and we went ahead and made that decision because, we want them to get a continuity together before we go to Louisville.
When you look at the way he plays, describe maybe his style of play for folks that are getting excited about this first game next week.
Well, he can run a little bit, but that's not his forte. Okay. Throwing the football is what he does. He likes to throw it. He's got different arm platforms that he can throw from, RPO, deep ball, to screens, to intermediate throws. He does well with all of them. He can escape the pocket and get you a first down with his feet. He's not going to go play receiver if we moved him, but he is a guy that you have to be aware of. That's right. You have to be aware of if he's going to scramble.
Well, when you look at Louisville next week, obviously a great way to kick off the season. It's a big deal because you're playing an in-county or an in-state foe. Talk about that matchup and why it's important for your team to come out and play a team like Louisville to get the season started.
Well, I think it's great for our fans and for our alumni. They hear about Louisville, they hear about Kentucky and all in Western, and we've played all three in the last 3 years. Yeah, this is our second time to play Louisville since I've been here. obviously they pay us to come play them,
Yeah.
so it's financially an advantage for us. And then it's an easy trip. I mean, it's an hour and a half to 2 hours over. It's not a plane flight. It's not a bad, return trip home or anything like that. So, those are important. But I think it's great for the state. It's great for the high school football in the state to see, EKU playing these teams and Louisville and Kentucky and Western playing us.
Yeah.
I think it's important. And, we want to do our part. We want to go out and play clean, play physical, play fast, and make sure that we do our part in upholding what these games are meant to be.
When you look at the schedule, obviously you'll come back home for week 2. When you look at the way your schedule is laid out, how do you feel going into week 1, and then as the season progresses, eventually we'll get the conference games in. But starting with week 1, I guess the question is, what do you want to see from your team as far as where we are now into week 1, and then as you progress, what do you think you really need to improve on the most?
Well, we're an immature team, all right? And what I mean by that is, we may have some older guys at position, but they hadn't played.
Yeah.
And so we've got a lot of inexperience on our football team that I just want to see us grow each and every week and eliminate mistakes. We're going to have mistakes. Mistakes are going to happen. That's just football. Great football teams make mistakes.
Yeah.
So, inexperienced football teams are going to make more. We can't make the critical mistakes. Watching football today, the misjudgments on the punts, the things that you don't get a lot of opportunity to in preseason camp because you're going against you're not going against a team. And so, those are the things that we have to make sure that we're aware of, the penalties, the fumbles. We're going to get hit and stripped for the, even though we've done it in scrimmages and stuff, it's going to be different. People are,
The live action is just always different.
It's just always, it's ratcheted up a little bit. So, I want to see us improve weekly because I believe in the week 1 to week 2 like everybody in America does. But I also believe you can improve every week. And I think we did last year, and that's what made us, get on that run and then make the playoffs. And, even in the playoff game, we showed some improvement in some areas. And so, we've got to continue to fight to improve and not get complacent. And I preach to them all the time, don't watch the scoreboard. And that's not because we're playing Louisville. That's if we're playing somebody, whoever it is. It doesn't matter. Your job is to play the best you can that play, flush it, and go play the next play.
A couple more questions and we'll let you get back to everything. When you look at, the way things are laid out here now, it's obviously things are different than when you first got here.
Right.
But I think you look at this, the stadium obviously has seen improvements. I think that's why things like this are important because the parents can bring the kids out and you can be like, man, if they haven't been here in a few years, there's a lot that's different. And on game days, and look at all the promotions, the maroon outs, homecoming, things like that happen throughout the year. You really do miss out now if you don't come and I think what makes Corey and the staff that do those things behind the scenes more special is we know the product on the field is good, but nowadays folks want more. They want the guitar cameras and they want the inflatables for the kids. And what Eastern is providing, they're doing all that now.
Weren't you involved in that last year?
I was not doing the on-the-field stuff. Yeah,
are you going to do it again?
I think so. The contract negotiations are still up in the air, but
your agent's kind of like Micah Parsons' agent.
Samantha Burford is my agent, so she wants all the money to herself.
Well, I get it. Well,
for the first game, I will be on the field.
Here's the thing: people want an event.
Yeah,
they just don't want football anymore. And that's at the SEC level, that's at the NFL level, that's at our level.
At the high school level.
And that's at the high school level. We, you see kids doing, over here at Central, they do the tomahawk walk and things like that. People, you can do those inexpensive, easy idea things and get people involved. And when you get people involved, then they enjoy it and they want to get more and more enhanced with what you do. The experience here is great. I tell everybody all the time, come to a game here because, there's all types of whatever you are. If you're a family and you want a family atmosphere, there's that. If you're, a student and want a student atmosphere, there's that. If you want good football and see NFL players, there's that. Yeah. If you want, maybe a little party scene, there's that. If you want to listen to music, we usually have that out in the tailgate lot.
It's something for everybody.
There's something for everybody. Our RV lot's been packed the last 2 or 3 years, not just for homecoming, but for other ones. So, I credit our staff for doing our athletic staff for doing that. I credit our football staff for providing an environment that people want to be a part of. And I think it helps. Every one of our coaches live in Richmond.
Yeah.
They're a part of the community. I think it's important that that's done that way. You know, my son graduated from Madison Central, played football there. My daughter didn't graduate from there, but she graduated from Eastern. She came here, and my son's enrolled in Eastern. And then, you know, we've got other people on our staff that is involved in the community. And when people see you spending your time here, it makes them want to be here too.
Obviously there, Coach Wells talking about the success that Burkett has had, and we are looking forward to him out there making plays for EKU as they try to go on the road and steal one to begin the 2025 season. Folks, don't go anywhere. A lot more to get into right when we come back on the EKU Game Day Show.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Code Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now still in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
At the Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, we have activities galore, including video games, bowling, pool, delicious food at Champions, plus karaoke and live entertainment 7 days a week. Enjoy the climate-controlled patio, watch NFL football, and your Kentucky Wildcats all season long. The Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, just off exit 87 at 1025 Amberley Way in Richmond.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
Cars of Kentucky is a proud sponsor of Eastern Kentucky University Athletics. In Richmond, we bleed maroon. Go Colonels. And when you're ready for your next pre-owned automobile, swing on over to Cars of Kentucky. Cars of Kentucky has vehicles starting at $3,000 and up, so we literally have something for every budget. 356 Big Hill Avenue in Richmond, or check them out, carsofkentucky.com. Let's go Colonels!
We are back on the EKU Game Day Show. It is game day as the 2025 college football season officially underway a few days ago, now underway for Colonel fans, as Eastern Kentucky will have their season opener on the road at Louisville today. And, you know, heavy underdogs as they open up the season on the road. Eastern has had success in recent years in keeping it close versus teams like Kentucky. I mean, remember that game a couple of years ago? Colonels were right there. They've had Kentucky on the ropes a few times over the last 10 or 15 years. Who can forget about that 7-overtime thrilling victory at Bowling Green from a few years ago? And, you know, that's a lot of the fun times when you look back. EKU keeping these games within striking distance, but there has been times over recent years when those games have gotten out of control. Look at the Western game. You look at Cincinnati recently when they've played them on the road. Eastern is 0-19 against teams from the ACC, the SEC, the Pac-12, and the Big Ten. So while the task is high, Coach Wells is trying to make sure that his guys don't let one bad play spiral out of control for the rest of the game.
Well, I just want to see us play with the toughness and both mentally and physically that allows you to compete and have a chance to win the game. And that's what you want every week you go into it. You don't want mental mistakes. You don't want, like I said, fielding errors. You don't want penalties, costly penalties. You don't want, stupid things to happen that takes you out of the game. And so I want to see us go in there and play clean. And, those are the hard things to do. But in game one, I don't care if you're playing Louisville or you're playing, whoever, you want to do that each and every week because that's what's important to you as a coach is to give the young men that are going out there to play an opportunity to win the game. And if they eliminate those mistakes and do what it takes to mentally stay in the game, then I think they have a chance. I mean, obviously we want to win the game. I mean, we're not going there just to get our check. We want to win the game, but we want to win every game we play, whether it's Louisville, Tarleton State, Austin Peay. I mean, it doesn't matter who we're playing. We want to play them and we want to win. That's the expectation around here. You have to go in there and play each play like a life of its own and own that play. And if you have great success, that's good. If you have not great success, then you got to flush it, snap and clear, as we say, and move on to the next play. Because if you don't, that's when you start just giving up them big explosives after explosives after explosives. And that's hard for young people to do, to understand that the moment's not bigger than the moment and just play. But we've been drilling that in our head. We do have an inexperienced football team, some. So, we're trying to make sure that they totally understand what that means. Well, I think the biggest thing about Jeff is when it comes to offense is everybody thinks he's a pass-heavy guy, and his stats a lot of times show that, but he gets a lot of explosives out of his pass off play action and RPOs. And, I mean, he wants to run the football. I mean, he knows what it takes to be a winning team and a championship team, and you got to play great defense, and you got to be balanced on offense, but you got to run the football. And those two backs are explosive. I mean, you see it time and time again on film. They pick them up, put them down really fast. And as you watch the film, you see when people get out of their gaps, they take advantage of it. It's not like it's, they miss cuts or they miss reads. So that's a credit to, Coach Barclay, who's coaching them in the running game too. And I think all those things come into play when you're looking at their offense. And you got to make a team. You try to make a team one-dimensional is what you try to do. And so, but with Jeff's offense, it's hard to do that because the throw game's just as deadly as the run game. And so we're going to have to tackle well in space because, they're going to get on level two. And we're going to have to game tackle. And we're going to have to meet those guys as much as we can and game tackle them. And it's reminds me a lot of 2 years ago when we played Barryon Brown and, said we shouldn't punt to them. And we did the one time and it cost us. So, we got to somehow force them guys to, go north-south or go east-west more than north-south. I got to know Coach Brom back. Obviously knew who he was as a player and saw him play. I'm a little older than Jeff, but, got to know about him and watch him playing and different things when he was at Louisville. Then when we were at Western, we had the opportunity to talk to him about potentially becoming a staff member. And he had just taken the job, though, at FAU for Coach Snellenberger and wanted to go coach for his old coach. And so we understood that. And then when he decided to come back and work for Coach Petrino, he called me and we talked a long time about Bowling Green and Western Kentucky and the football program there, the athletics program, the support there, all the different things. And we talked for a long time. And then just from then on, it's been one or two things here and there that we always just see each other or talk to each other about. And he's always been really good to me, and I appreciate that. And I've tried to be good to him. And so, there's their special teams coordinator, Carl Maslowski, played at Western when I was an assistant there. Ryan Wallace, I helped recruit 3 different times to Western and finally got him the 3rd time. And of course, his dad was a longtime coach at Bowling Green High there. So, and now at St. X. And so Ryan, I know well. And so, have some ties to that staff. I mean, when you've been in the state as long as I've been in, you get to know pretty much everybody sooner or later, by either being at combines or games or whatever, recruiting against each other or with each other. And so, but Jeff's a good football coach, a good person, first and foremost, a really good person. And I think that goes to his success. Coach Kidd, both as a player and a coach, won this game. So he's put the pressure on me. And so, it obviously, for EKU to play Louisville, play Kentucky, play Western, even Murray and Moorhead, when we play those games. Anytime there's an in-state football game, I think it's huge. I think it's huge for the state of Kentucky. I think it's huge for the high school coaches. I think they can point out to their players, hey, look how many guys are on these teams from the state of Kentucky. You're playing football for that opportunity. You're playing for your high school, but you're also playing, for hopefully an opportunity to get to play at the next level and get your education paid for. And so I think that's a big deal. And I appreciate Louisville. I appreciate Kentucky when they play us, Western when they played us. I think it's a great opportunity for us to showcase our program against the in-state. And, we've got guys that are from Louisville. We got guys that are from the state that, this is a big deal for. And, but like I tell them, it's no bigger than playing Houston Christian next week, guys. They all count as one. That's all they count as. They count as one win, they count as one loss, but they count as one. And you just got to remember that and go in and increase your value and create your value by how you play.
Have you heard about JB's Grow Shop? They are one of the most unique businesses in Richmond. If you're a farmer or gardener, then you and JB's Grow Shop will make a great team. They provide the highest quality organic soils, nutrients, castings, and much more to meet your indoor and outdoor growing needs. Their experts will meet with you and make sure that you are getting the most out of your homegrown plants. JB's Grow Shop is located in the Southern Hills Plaza Shopping Center at 956 Commercial Drive in Richmond. When life throws you a curveball, Richmond City Taxi is just a call away. Fast, friendly, and always dependable. Just had an eye appointment? Don't risk driving home. Let Richmond City Taxi get you there safely. We're your neighbor on the go. Wherever you are, we'll be there. Richmond City Taxi. Local, reliable, trusted. Call Richmond City Taxi at 859-779-4461. In the event of an accident, please contact Shane Blankenship and Brandon Witt at Berea Collision, where you will receive exceptional quality and competitive pricing. Located behind Near New Auto at 110 Fairground Road in Berea, they are dedicated to serving their local community with top-notch repairs and unparalleled customer service. Berea Collision also services RVs, buses, and campers. Call them today at 859-985-2583 to experience the Berea Collision difference. Berea Collision Center, where precision meets perfection.
When it comes to auto service, two things are important: experience and hometown service. Hall & Sons Auto Care is starting their 20th year in business in Richmond. That's 20 years locally owned and operated. Hall & Sons Auto Care can take care of you from preventative maintenance to major engine repair. Hall & Sons Auto Care is also carrying BW towing products as well as rough country suspension and lift kits. Give us a chance to be your auto repair shop. Visit us at 209 North Keeneland Drive in Richmond.
Whitaker Bank in Madison County is your local bank for convenience. With more branches than literally any other bank in Madison County, why go anywhere else? Whitaker Bank is known for their friendly customer service and easy access drive-thrus. Whitaker Bank, your home for local, friendly, family banking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
We're back on the EKU Game Day Show. The Colonels enter the season coming off a 2024 campaign that saw them return to the FCS playoffs with 2 wins over ranked opponents when they knocked off number 7 Tarleton State, and then they also defeated number 16 Central Arkansas. With the new man under center, Miles Burkett, who earned the starting job after throwing for 1,845 yards and 10 touchdowns, going 145 through the air of 165 and averaging 205 passing yards per game in 9 appearances at Albany last season. Colonel fans are excited to see him take the reins of that quarterback position. Saturday will be the first meeting between Eastern and Louisville since 2021, with the Cardinals winning the previous meetings, holding a 28-1 win-loss and tie record all time versus Eastern Kentucky. When you look at the recent history, last time they played, it was a 30-3 win for Louisville. In 2019, the Cardinals won 42-0. Back in 2013, it was a 44-7 win for Louisville. And the Cardinals have won 5 straight games against EKU. The last time the Colonels got a win, it was on the road back on November 23rd of 1985 A 45-21 victory for Eastern Kentucky at Cardinal Stadium. So a big win there. Eastern trying to do the same thing today as they go on the road. And there's a lot of guys that you're going to recognize from last year, but there are also some new faces alongside quarterback and captain Miles Burkett this season as they look to make a return to the playoffs for the third time in 4 seasons under Coach Wells. 2 key returners on offense will be running back Braden Latham, a unanimous All-UAC selection in the preseason alongside a freshman All-American wideout Marcus Cowwise Jr. So plenty of weapons for Burkett to throw the ball to and hand it off to as he begins the 2025 season. Last season, Latham played in all 13 games, ran for 622 yards on 141 attempts, and scored 3 times. Cowwise led the Colonels in receiving stats with 42 catches, 526 yards, and 5 touchdowns in each of the last Colonels' 4 games. He had a really big stretch down the stretch for EKU football that kind of helped them propel into the FCS playoffs. Getting better and better as the season went on last year, Latham had a career-high 103 rushing yards and a touchdown against North Alabama. And he is looking to kind of take the reins of that backfield along with Brady Hensley, Jarrell. There's a lot of guys that you can see get some touches in that backfield. And I think Coach Wells had a lot of faith in each one of those guys who could be back there with Burkett. On defense, Eastern is led by preseason All-American defensive back Jaheim Ward, corner Vito Tisdale Jr., linebacker Braden Sullivan, and defensive lineman Jeremiah Bailey, who all returned from last season's team. The Maroon Doom defense made impressive strides in 2024 and will look to do so this season as they held opponents to only 23.7 points per game, the best of any team in the UAC. So can that defense, who is normally ahead of the offense this time of year, make a stand today? Can they contain this high potent Louisville offense? That'll be very, very important as the Colonels begin the season today on the road. We'll hear more from EKU personnel, and we'll talk to the Director of Athletics, Kyle Moats, when we come back on the EKU Game Day Show.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Code Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, EKU, Shindawa, and now Steel in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
At the Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, we have activities galore, including video games, bowling, pool, delicious food at Champions, plus karaoke and live entertainment 7 days a week. Enjoy the climate-controlled patio, watch NFL football, and your Kentucky Wildcats all season long. The Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, just off exit 87 at 1025 Amberley Way in Richmond.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
Cars of Kentucky is a proud sponsor of Eastern Kentucky University Athletics. In Richmond, we bleed maroon. Go Colonels. And when you're ready for your next pre-owned automobile, swing on over to Cars of Kentucky. Cars of Kentucky has vehicles starting at $3,000 and up, so we literally have something for every budget. 356 Big Hill Avenue in Richmond, or check them out, carsofkentucky.com. Let's go Colonels!
We're back on the EKU Game Day Show. The Director of Athletics and the Vice President of Eastern Kentucky University, Kyle Most, is excited for another sports season. It's not just another football season either for him, as other fall sports are already in full swing. And he stopped by our Fan Day broadcast last week to talk about fall sports and the excitement that does come with the start of a new season.
Yeah, well, it's a busy time for you guys. School just getting underway, and now busy time with sports getting started, volleyball, football. I think soccer's now getting ready to get underway, too, for you guys. So very, very busy time for you to see all these things kind of unfold and come together, right?
Yeah, we know it's going to happen, right?
Yeah,
every fall does it, and I look forward to it. I think fall is the best time not to single out spring, not to go against any of our sports in the spring, but I think fall, everybody's anxious to get back. The kids are anxious to get back in school. The kids want to play. I think our fans have waited, over the summer, and they look forward to football, and they look forward to just a lot of things happening at the university that many of our people come just to do many different things, from entertainment to sports, whatever it may be. So it's a great time of year.
Well, fall symbolizes the start of, as you said, many things. So while we like the spring stuff, we got to go through fall to even get there. So that's the important thing about having these fall sports. We're here for football, obviously, but let's talk about the other sports. Volleyball, I think, pretty good, finished third in the conference. Soccer's always had some good runs. Talk about the fall sports teams and how excited you are to get the other one started as well.
Yeah, Michael, I actually looking forward to having a better year than we had last year.
Yeah.
Right? Again, I think we certainly can improve in many areas, and we need to start in the fall, right? So I think, again, if you break them down, I think volleyball will be really good again this year. Jonna does a great job. Women's soccer started out. We'll have a really tough game tomorrow against East Tennessee State. Those guys are really good. Took UK to 2-1, I think.
Okay.
So, but nonetheless, the non-conference, not so much am I worried about as I am in conference. And we've got one more year left in the ASUN in terms of what we're going to do. So I'd like to go out with the bang and do what I think we've done historically, which is pretty good in the all-conference or the all-sports conference trophy. So cross-country's picked to win again.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a big shock to many people.
Yeah.
At least
dynasty here with that program.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So I think the fall will be good. We need to start off good. I think if people see that we're doing well, coaches and student athletes like to see how others do, and I think that motivates them a little bit. Not a lot, but certainly a little bit, and I think it also helps our fans moving into the winter.
Well, when you look at these games, we know the schedule is really good. We've got the 6 home games and the teams that you will be bringing in for football. But when talking to Coach Wells, it's not just about the product on the field anymore. You've got the inflatables, the light show, the guitar camera, all the things that go on during the game. Is there anything that maybe you guys have added this year that you're excited to see as we kind of get football started?
Yeah, I think probably the biggest change people may see is what we do out in the parking lots, which is always another big part, right? Tailgating is it's synonymous with college football.
Well, for some of them, tailgating is more important than the game.
I understand. So we're going to, change up the Colonel Courtyard a little bit, try to make that a little bit more inviting. We're going to change the student tailgate a little bit more, kind of give them parking and get them closer to the middle of the action. Not huge changes. But when we look at those types of things, we think that it might make a difference and make it just more convenient and a reason for people to come. We're trying to eliminate reasons for them not to come.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't know what gets them to come, so therefore you've got to try to figure out and eliminate things that maybe doesn't make them come or don't make them come. So those are the kind of things. I don't think there's anything much in stadium. We always look to figure out different food items and different things there and keep it affordable. I think that's important. We can't have extravagant items, even though they're really good, but they cost a lot of money. Well, that doesn't make sense for our group.
Especially when you look at families that might bring 2 or 3 kids with, or maybe you're bringing, kids' friends or whatever the case might be. You got to have those good items, but you also, as you said, you got to make them affordable for people as well.
And I think we do. I don't think we get many complaints on that. I think the other thing that we really need to keep working on, and it's just a money issue, is our video board is outdated. We've got to get a better video board. Not that it doesn't do the things that we need it to do, right? It still does those things, but for how much longer? That's the question. So we can't have that problem, and that needs to be done. And we've done a lot of talking about the stadium, which is always kind of the first question I get, and we're really working hard trying to figure out, financially how we can make that work. because that's the biggest issue.
Yeah.
We know it needs to be done, and I think it would certainly help the experience, which is what you talked about. And we need to do something there to upgrade and make those, I think, experiences and those premium kind of opportunities a better one than we currently have.
Well, and I think that's why donors and sponsorships are so important. And I know Sean and Terry, they work very hard in working with those people to, give them the right products, but also to engage them and to show them things. And I know your staff has worked very hard to kind of get those things going in the right direction. So, talk about that. And if somebody is watching it, listen, if you come to a game, you want to make sure that your experience is a good one as well. And maybe donating some money or whatever, trying to find a way to get involved might be the best way to do just that.
Yeah, again, I said this before. Would we want a $1 million donor? Well, of course we would.
Sure. But if you find one, send them my way.
That's right. But we need folks to help in incremental ways.
Yeah.
We also need them to help buy season tickets. The more season tickets we have, we're going to invest it back into football.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think those are types of things that everybody knows. We've just got to crack the code, and we've got to get it where financially it makes sense, that we don't put ourselves and the university in a position that makes no sense from a funding perspective, and we've got to help ourselves. I've said that too. We've got to eat what we kill, right? And it's a little bit different maybe than other places that gets funding differently. We don't get it that way, so we're going to have to go out there and work hard to find it, and then I think we'll reap the benefits from it.
I've got Ray coming on next to talk about ticket sales, but when you look at the the promotions that go on throughout the year, the Maroon Out, Senior Day, Homecoming's always a big one. Is there an event that you really look forward to as we kind of get ready to start football season? Is there maybe a game, whether it could be next week or whatever the case might be? Is there one that you love the game and the atmosphere that comes with it?
Well, I think the one that always stands out the most is Homecoming.
Yeah.
And that's probably, most ADs would say that throughout the country. And for the obvious reasons. It does bring people back. It gives them a reason. And I think you always associate Homecoming with football.
Yeah.
Even some places that didn't have football, your kind of basketball schools, I think they miss out. They miss out on that particular
It's
experience.
just different, the tailgating and everything that goes with it. And listen, being an alum and being able to do this job, it makes my life so much fun because I get to cover this, the school that I loved and school that I went to, and I get to see faces and get a chance to maybe even interview some of the guys that when I was at school, the Erdman Center was the rec center. We had some battles in here with the football team, So getting to see like Tyrone Guard and just different guys that come back and they'll support Eastern. I think Homecoming it's a special day. No matter where you're coming back from, the fact that you're coming back to support your alma mater is a big deal.
Yeah, and again, people understand what that is. You don't have to define it. You certainly have themes that can help them, but you don't have to do much for it. People know what's going on with that, and they look forward to coming back. And unfortunately, it may be one time a year where they do come back. It'd be nice if they came back 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Not necessarily six. That would be awesome.
Oh, for sure.
But if you could get them to come back more than that one time, but maybe it's 2 or 3, then they have a good time, and then that starts to build it. But that's probably my, opening day is always exciting and fun, and everybody's that's a good time too. But Homecoming usually wins out.
Have you heard about JB's Grow Shop? They are one of the most unique businesses in Richmond. If you're a farmer or gardener, then you and JB's Grow Shop will make a great team. They provide the highest quality organic soils, nutrients, castings, and much more to meet your indoor and outdoor growing needs. Their experts will meet with you and make sure that you are getting the most out of your homegrown plants. JB's Grow Shop is located in the Southern Hills Plaza Shopping Center at 956 Commercial Drive in Richmond. When life throws you a curveball, Richmond City Taxi is just a call away. Fast, friendly, and always dependable. Just had an eye appointment? Don't risk driving home. Let Richmond City Taxi get you there safely. We're your neighbor on the go. Wherever you are, we'll be there. Richmond City Taxi. Local, reliable, trusted. Call Richmond City Taxi at 859-779-4461. In the event of an accident, please contact Shane Blankenship and Brandon Witt at Berea Collision, where you will receive exceptional quality and competitive pricing. Located behind Near New Auto at 110 Fairground Road in Berea, they are dedicated to serving their local community with top-notch repairs and unparalleled customer service. Berea Collision also services RVs, buses, and campers. Call them today at 859-985-2583 to experience the Berea Collision difference. Berea Collision Center, where precision meets perfection.
When it comes to auto service, two things are important: experience and hometown service. Hall & Sons Auto Care is starting their 20th year in business in Richmond. That's 20 years locally owned and operated. Hall & Sons Auto Care can take care of you from preventative maintenance to major engine repair. Hall & Sons Auto Care is also carrying BW towing products as well as rough country suspension and lift kits. Give us a chance to be your auto repair shop. Visit us at 209 North Keeneland Drive in Richmond.
Whitaker Bank in Madison County is your local bank for convenience. With more branches than literally any other bank in Madison County, why go anywhere else? Whitaker Bank is known for their friendly customer service and easy access drive-thrus. Whitaker Bank, your home for local, friendly, family banking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
You heard Coach Wells talk about the relationship with Jeff Brom, the head coach of the Louisville Cardinals. We welcome you back in here to the EKU Game Day Show. 2025 will be the third season for head coach Jeff Brom with the Cardinals, with a 19-8 overall record over his first 2 years in the Derby City, including an ACC title game appearance in 2023 and a win in the Sun Bowl last season. The offense will be spearheaded by running back Isaac Brown, who had a standout season as a freshman last year, rushing for over 1,100 yards and scoring 11 times, setting the program record for most rushing yards by a true freshman. Brown is joined by standout Chris Bell at wide receiver, who caught 43 passes for 737 yards and 4 touchdowns a season ago, with 2 games of 100 yards of receiving or more. On defense, the Louisville veteran linebacker group will look to impress, with T.J. Quinn and Stanquan Clark returning as the 2 top tacklers from last year, with both having 13 tackle games in separate stints last season. To make an impact in this first game against a Colonel offensive line that does have some guys returning, but they also lost a lot from last year's team, including a lot of veteran leadership. So we'll see how Eastern can kind of counteract that and kind of keep the ball on their side. Look for Latham and Hensley and the guys in the backfield. They want to try to work this clock, make that defense work for Louisville, and try to keep that high, potent Louisville offensive attack off the field. That'll be a big key today for Eastern if they want to keep this one close and give themselves a chance at some point in this game to make an impact. When we come back, the Colonels are at home for the first time next week. We'll talk about that game, and we'll also tell you how you can get your tickets now to cheer on the Colonels this season when we come back on the EKU Game Day Show.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Code Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, EKU, Shindawa, and now Steel in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
At the Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, we have activities galore, including video games, bowling, pool, delicious food at Champions, plus karaoke and live entertainment 7 days a week. Enjoy the climate-controlled patio, watch NFL football, and your Kentucky Wildcats all season long. The Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, just off exit 87 at 1025 Amberley Way in Richmond.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
Cars of Kentucky is a proud sponsor of Eastern Kentucky University Athletics. In Richmond, we bleed maroon. Go Colonels. And when you're ready for your next pre-owned automobile, swing on over to Cars of Kentucky. Cars of Kentucky has vehicles starting at $3,000 and up, so we literally have something for every budget. 356 Big Hill Avenue in Richmond, or check them out, carsofkentucky.com. Let's go Colonels!
Welcome back in here with you to wrap up the EKU Game Day Show. Michael Watkins as the Colonels on the road at Louisville today. And what an exciting time it is to be a Colonel sports fan or a football fan in general. You know, I love this time of year. We get a week to start high school football, then college football has its week, and then the NFL next week gets started. It's just a tremendous way to kind of give each I guess, avenue their own weekend to celebrate the kickoff to their season. Obviously, today, college football will take center stage with EKU in Louisville as our concourse meal, a 3 p.m. kickoff here. An exciting time to be a Colonel sports fan. And next week, the Colonels are on the road for their first game of the year, and single game tickets are still available, but you can't find a better deal than what EKU has to offer. The games are a great way to spend time with family, very affordable, enjoy the game of football, and celebrate being a Colonel. Raymond White is the EKU ticket director for the sports department, and he is ready to help you come cheer on the Colonels.
Your point, the home schedule is incredible. I'm sure Coach Wells said this. We went 6-0 at home last year. It is a goal of his to go 6-0 at home again this year. So my role in that is let's get as many people out to the games, cheering them on as we can. All 6 home games. You can come sit right here on this hill behind us. Bring your own chair. We don't care. For just $50, you get a ticket to all 6 home games. Less than $10 a game. And not just 6 home games, but 6 really, really good home games. We've got 3 Texas schools, including 2 that are ranked in the top 25. We've got Nichols State, who just beat the number 4 ranked team in the country, Incarnate Word, today. Okay. Nichols beat Incarnate Word by 2 touchdowns. Incarnate Word went into the season, the number 4 ranked team. Wow. Nichols is here, second home game of the year, September 27th. And a little plug for the Kentucky viewers. Kentucky's on the road that weekend in South Carolina. Yeah. So for anybody that's part of Big Blue Nation that wants to come down 30 minutes down the highway, you can get into an EKU game very affordably as well, Michael. Yeah. To your point about the season tickets, we've got single game tickets on sale. EKUsports.com. You could probably bring your whole family of 4 down for the price of what you're even getting admission for 1 there. So
well, and here's the thing about that. You know, we love Kentucky too. We support Eastern first,
Absolutely.
but I understand folks that bleed blue as well. They're not expected to have the best season up north this year. I don't want to rub salt on the wound, but if you want to, Eastern predicted to finish 3rd in the conference. Kentucky predicted to finish 2nd to last. If you get tired of maybe pulling your hair out and cheering for the Cats, drive 20 minutes south and come cheer on the Colonels this year.
And one other game. So I mentioned that's September 27th game against Nichols. I believe UK is on a bye October 11th. Okay. We are at home against Austin Peay. Austin Peay and EKU have a rivalry that goes back. That is one of their OVC Day rivalries. So if we can get this place rocking and rolling October 11th versus Austin Peay, we'd love all the support that we can get from whoever.
Well, here's the thing about that game. First of all, it's Coach Wells' alma mater.
Coach Wells' alma mater.
Second of all, we beat them and come from behind fashion last year, so that will have some revenge on their mind. That should be a very, very fun game. As we kind of at that point we're kind of down here, going down the hill part of the schedule. It should be a lot of fun as we kind of make our way. And in mid-October, football weather should be here.
That
the
is
leaves will be
season.
falling.
That is football season right there.
Be a lot of fun for that game. And now, for folks, again, talk about where they can go to get
I will.
tickets and if there's any kind of promotions for a certain number of games or whatever the case might be.
Absolutely, absolutely. Everything is for sale online, EKUsports.com, and I cannot plug EKUsports.com enough. Terry, who you just talked to, has done a fantastic job with the sponsorship and radio aspect of it, but there's a little ticket icon in the top right corner that says Get Tickets. You can click on that and get tickets to everything we have. But we have some really, really great promotions. So the home opener is our maroon out.
Yep.
So no real special ticket deals for that, but come out, wear maroon, and let's pack Roy Kidd Stadium. The second game of the year is our family weekend as well as our extra yard for teachers. So anybody that is a teacher or a retired school teacher or an aspiring school teacher, they can get a free ticket and purchase additional tickets at a discounted rate.
Okay.
So let's pack this place out and do our part with what has become really a national movement with the extra yard for teachers. The third game is Kids at the Kid. All kids, basically 12 and under, can get into the game for free with parents purchasing tickets at an additional rate or an additional discounted rate. The fourth game is Homecoming. Homecoming here at EKU is always a great time. That game does kind of sells itself, but always fun. I just got off the phone with an alumni from about like the 70s, 72.
Wow.
He lives in Virginia now, but he comes back and buys homecoming tickets every single year. So that is to that atmosphere. And then the last big promotion that we have is November 8th. We do our military appreciation game.
Okay. Is that senior day too?
Senior day. So that's the senior day is going to be that last game, the 15th.
Oh, yes. That's
Senior day is going to be the 15th. But on that 8th, EKU, one thing I'm really proud of, I'm from Richmond, Michael, really proud of what EKU does here with the local community and on campus, the military and veterans aspect of it all. So if you have any connections with that, current, retired, and not even just military, first responders, police officers, firefighters, EMS. We have a great, criminal justice department here. You can get a free ticket to that game and purchase additional tickets at a discounted rate. So really, we have a deal across the board for a lot of different areas. And again, free tickets, discounted tickets. People like hearing free tickets. People like hearing discounted tickets.
Have you heard about JB's Grow Shop? They are one of the most unique businesses in Richmond. If you're a farmer or gardener, then you and JB's Grow Shop will make a great team. They provide the highest quality organic soils, nutrients, castings, and much more to meet your indoor and outdoor growing needs. Their experts will meet with you and make sure that you are getting the most out of your homegrown plants. JB's Grow Shop is located in the Southern Hills Plaza Shopping Center at 956 Commercial Drive in Richmond. When life throws you a curveball, Richmond City Taxi is just a call away. Fast, friendly, and always dependable. Just had an eye appointment? Don't risk driving home. Let Richmond City Taxi get you there safely. We're your neighbor on the go. Wherever you are, we'll be there. Richmond City Taxi. Local, reliable, trusted. Call Richmond City Taxi at 859-779-4461. In the event of an accident, please contact Shane Blankenship and Brandon Witt at Berea Collision, where you will receive exceptional quality and competitive pricing. Located behind Near New Auto at 110 Fairground Road in Berea, they are dedicated to serving their local community with top-notch repairs and unparalleled customer service. Berea Collision also services RVs, buses, and campers. Call them today at 859-985-2583 to experience the Berea Collision difference. Berea Collision Center, where precision meets perfection.
When it comes to auto service, two things are important: experience and hometown service. Hall & Sons Auto Care is starting their 20th year in business in Richmond. That's 20 years locally owned and operated. Hall & Sons Auto Care can take care of you from preventative maintenance to major engine repair. Hall & Sons Auto Care is also carrying BW towing products as well as rough country suspension and lift kits. Give us a chance to be your auto repair shop. Visit us at 209 North Keeneland Drive in Richmond.
Whitaker Bank in Madison County is your local bank for convenience. With more branches than literally any other bank in Madison County, why go anywhere else? Whitaker Bank is known for their friendly customer service and easy access drive-thrus. Whitaker Bank, your home for local, friendly, family banking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
It's EKU and Louisville. Folks, be sure to check us out on the WBON-TV Facebook page. We'll be sure to post updates throughout the game and provide you with all the information that you need to know as the Colonels come home for the first time next Saturday. Come out and join Howard Miller and I as we'll have the EKU Game Day Show on campus next week. Be sure to check us out. Come by and talk some EKU football with us. Thanks for joining us today, folks. Enjoy the game. Go Colonels. Let's come on with a big victory over the Cardinals, and we'll see you next time on the EKU Game Day Show.